Hello, welcome to the University of Malta Futsal official team launch. First of all, thank you all for coming to this event and even for those who are following us online. This event usually um, uh, opens up the new season. A new season, we have all been looking forward to it after a very, very long season last year. And we are here to, of course, launch the new kits, even new signing, and present even the technical stuff and our objectives for the forthcoming year. Just to start off, as a recap, the club made several changes to the technical staff department from last year. One of our targets was also to reinforce the squad to be able to compete further. Last year we managed to achieve our objectives to get a top 4 qualification. Now what we want is to make another step further. One of those objectives to manage to get there was to secure a local investor, something which we are going to talk about later on today. And that will help us to achieve our targets in a sustainable manner. And this is a key factor for us to continue year by year, building and growing to where we want to go. Apart from that, another objective is to continue investing in technological aspects through public funding. Last year we managed to do the website. Now what we want to do is continue on that source of funding by investing in other technological factors such as artificial intelligence cameras, where it can help us analyze more analytically on performances and other relevant data that we need. Something which kickstarted last year was a plan, a futuristic plan, let's say that, to invest in our own premises. We have spoken with several local architects and even local lawyers about our vision, where we want to go, and of course with a local investor to be able to do this project. This is something that we'll continue talking about it through this coming year. We had several meetings both with the government and with the private investor. The current status is that we are waiting a reply on the current identified land area that we want. It's not a very easy plan to do. There is a lot of competition to manage to get the area that we want. And I think if we manage to go through the spot, the club can become self-sustainable in the future without having an on-year and off-year to manage to compete in a very high level. And that is where we want to go right now. Just to continue, I will start with the technical staff representation. As I said, we made several changes. Two key factors that we planned and we worked on were the head coach and technical director. We have appointed Nikhil Derre as head coach. It will be, let's say, his true first experience as a coach. Last year he was with Valletta Futsal, and I think that this year, both his vision and where we want to go, there was quite a uniform idea of what we want to do. Together with him, we've brought Clayton Felice as technical director. We've worked with Clayton 2 or 3 times already now. And when we've spoken with each other and met, both our project and what Clayton has in mind, I think is resonated well enough to manage to get where we want to go. Just to give an overview, so we have head coach Nikhil Derre, technical director Clayton Felice, assistant coach Alex Sellu, goalkeepers coach Matthew Towns, physical trainer Anna Hauser, and team manager Nicolas Martinelli. We've made some quite few changes from last year. We had, let's say, 2 coaches last year where we thought that needed some changes to manage to complement that area. And of course, we believe that the training sessions are an important element, so their experience can be cascaded down to you. As kids representation, of course, we wanted to do something new this year. Not just the playing kits, but everything that we are providing, we want to enhance our brand image. And that was an important factor. In fact, this year we heavily invested in, let's say, every possible attire for the players. We want to go out there, showcase our brand, and even the university brand outside. It is very important that we, let's say, imitate the top clubs, not only here in Malta, but even foreign clubs. And that is something that even when you go for official league matches and you have the official attire, that is something that gives you an extra edge over other clubs. And we can't underestimate these little details that will give us the extra edge. It is very important to us to continue strengthening this area, and obviously we will continue seeking to invest a lot. This year, as you can see, for the home kits, we changed a little from the white colors to the red color, but keeping the white element with it. And for the goalkeepers, we changed a bit the style and we kept the black color. Obviously, our brand colors are the white and red, so we thought that even for the home kit, we need to expose more the red color, since the last couple of years, I think the last 3 or 4 years, our home kit was always a plain white shirt. As for the away kits, I think we've had quite positive reviews on the blue kit. So we decided to keep the blue kit. As you can see, it's aesthetic, it's very eye-pleasing, and even I've heard students, members, followers asking us if they can actually have a kit of their own from the blue one. So we decided to keep that blue, and we changed the away goalkeepers. It's similar to last year, but as we can see later on, aesthetically it's much more pleasing. I think even it goes a little bit more with our brand image. Now to go to the squad presentation. Of course, what we wanted to do is continue building from last year. It was useless from us to scrap all the work that we did and begin anew. So what we did is, obviously, you need to secure your current squad. I'm pleased that we managed to keep 9 players from, I think, did a very good job in leading us to a final with the limited resources that we had. The players that we managed to keep are Dylan Cacciatolo, Timothy Vella, Paul Sherry, Stefan Camilleri, Dylan Mintoff, Essa Benatia, Cleveland Portelli, Dean Farrugia, and Liam. All these players were key players for us. I remember we started beginning August and finished mid-July. As a club, to manage to finish off the season were somewhat of nothing short of incredible. So I thank you once again for your commitment that you showed last year, commitment this year too. And I think building on the project that we had last year, what we always needed and what we always discussed with the coaches was that we need to complement what we had last year. In fact, I'm going to go for the new signings now. As to present for the new signing, we managed to get goalkeeper Ryan Sherry from Lashar Lions Futsal. Next up is Gian-Noel Azzopardi from Lashar Lions Futsal too. Dale Valletta, who was signed from Ormi Futsal. Mohamed El-Mari from Valletta Futsal, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today. Leon's a meet. Leon, it will be his first experience in the futsal sport. And Bruno Fernandez from Union Titus Petange Futsal, which is a Luxembourgian team. I would also like to invite Timothy Vella to showcase the goalkeeper away kit. As you can see, we made 6 new signings this year. I think all 6 new signings will strengthen our squad to be able to compete further. As foreigners, we kept Essa from last year, and we managed to sign Mohamed and Bruno, who I believe will continue strengthening the squad. As you can see, I would like to thank the sponsors again for their help. I will be going into it in the next slide. As you can see, we kept all the brand colors, the red and the blue. We have several sponsors that managed to help us and are obviously showcased on the kits. And I think with these new signings and the technical stuff and all the players that we kept, I think it's going to be an exciting season for us and a season that we should very look forward to be able to achieve our targets. I would like to ask the players to get seated again, please. I would like to go over the sponsors for this year. We've kept a good element of sponsors from last year, but we need it obviously to complement with new sponsors. As I said earlier, our main objective was to secure a local investor. I think after a good few months, 5 or 6 months of meetings, we came to conclusion and we managed to strike a deal with J. Portelli Projects, who will be our main new sponsor for the forthcoming year. It's an important investment in the club, and as I said, we are going to invest in a more sustainable manner. And obviously, we can't have only the main sponsor. We have had several other sponsors from last year. I want to thank the University of Malta, who once again will be helping us throughout the year. TDM 2000 Malta, who have renewed their contract with us. Fitness Loft, they were helping us for the past few seasons too. And even Portuguese, who have renewed their sponsorship from last year. I think the most thing that was crucial was the new sponsors too. We've had quite some new sponsors. I want to take Logo Express, who have this year, after a one-stop year, we managed to once again collaborate together. We have MSC Audiovisuals, who will be helping us out from a more marketing perspective throughout the whole year. CrossFit 356, which will help us out even as players and helped us out throughout the preseason to prepare much, much better. We have 24/7 Fitness Club, who are helping us this year too. WP Limited, this is a new collaboration for this year, and who are helping us throughout this year, obviously, to continue strengthening ourselves. And last but not least, I want to thank Mita again. I left them last because I want to announce that with Mita, once again, we'll be collaborating for the next 2 years. That's not a 1-year contract. Mita has been there, I think, for 6 years now, or 7 years. They have been helping us from the beginning, and their continued commitment to help us year by year, that is something that says that we are helping them out to reach their objectives, but they're helping us back to reach our objectives. And that is important for us to keep collaborating with the sponsors and to maintain that good relationship with them. Once again, I want to thank all of the sponsors, and what I promise them is that we are going to do our utmost to reach both our objectives, but even their own. So as club objectives, what we did this year, we sat down on a table, and obviously you need to lay out plans on what you need to achieve. Obviously, for the league, last year when we finished fourth, so automatically in my mind to go better than fourth, you need to finish third. So for us, a top three finish will be a must. That is the club objectives for this year. I think it is an objective that's I believe that's we can achieve, but we need obviously to work together. As for the knockout, our objective is to reach at least the semi-finals. It's another objective that I believe that is plausible, and from what I can see, we can do it. And I even listed out other things, as I said earlier. As for the club, marketing is another important aspect. We want to bring new ideas, something that we didn't see in the futsal sport scenario, and we want to be the first ones doing it. So within the next couple of weeks and months, we're going to do marketing in a much better manner. We will continue growing from last year and what we did, and that is something that we'll continue pushing to keep, of course, publicizing both our brand but even our sponsors. As for technology and the long-term strategy, as I said, we'll continue pushing. I think technology nowadays plays an important and crucial role in sports. We have seen many top clubs using technologies to help them out in data analysis, performance analysis of the players, and I think that is an important element where players can learn in a more digital way. That is something that we've researched and we've seen other top clubs doing, and we want to emulate that. As for the long-term strategy, as I said, the club is committed to continue pushing for the project to get our own premises, which will be accompanied by other commercial activities. And I think that this will secure not only the forthcoming few years, but a long-term plan for the survivability of the club. I would like to have some remarks from Clayton Felice, our club technical director.
Mela, first of all, insomma nitkellem bil-Malti. Nirringrazzja lil Kert u lill-Kumitat tal-fiduċja morija fija dis-sena biex nerġa' naħdem magħkom. L-objettivi tal-technical staff dis-sena bħalma bdejna fil-pre-season u diġà tkellimna mal-players, tkun li l-ewwel ħaġa li ntejbu l-players individwali fil-logħba tal-futsal. Diġà għandna 4 players li qed jitilgħu ma' tim nazzjonali u aħna dik li bħala klabb aħna vera kontenti biha. Fl-aħħar mill-aħħar l-objettivi tal-klabb bħalma diġà semma Kert. We have to reach the playoffs this year. Dis-sena l-playoffs huwa first against 4 and second against third, so mill dawn l-aħħar sentej nemmen li huwa iktar faċli biex tilħaq l-objettiv. Nemmen li għandna tim tajjeb u li għandna ħafna players li hungry għal dan l-objettiv. Jiena fit-2020 f'Marzu meta kont coach ta' dan il-klabb u kien hawn players li kienu hawnhekk. Il-COVID wafqitna milli nilagħbu dik il-playoff. U bħal mettilhom fil-bidu ta' season jiena l-coach u l-assistent u technical staff l-objettiv tagħna forsi ħolma tagħna wkoll li dak li waqafna fit-2020 inkomplu fit-2022. Dak kollox.
So I'm going to give a review, just a season layout and the operations that will happen. Just to give a brief overview for everyone following, there will be a total of 2 teams that will be competing in the league. The first round, everyone will be playing once against each other. Then will be segmented. There will be a top 5 and a bottom 6. After that segmentation, there will be 2 rounds against each other. So we'll have possibly another 8 fixtures to play. After that, the top four go to the so-called Premier Division, whereby, as Clayton said, first will be competing against fourth, and second against third, and the fifth place will go with, let's say, the amateur league, whereby there will be a system of quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals to declare the amateur champion. As for the knockout, the fixtures still need to be come out, and even the draws. But this year it will be held unlike last year, and I think that is a positive for the league. It's an important cup, and as I said, our objective is to manage to go to the semifinals there. Just to continue, as for league regulations, the first round, there, as for foreigners here I'm speaking, the clubs will be allowed to play 2 foreigners on the court as long as there will be an under 23 player present on it. The remaining fixtures, as we can from the meetings that we had with the other clubs and FMA, clubs will be allowed to play 2 foreigner players without any restrictions for the rest of the fixtures, of course, till the final matches. As for the Knockout Cup, the regulations are that only 1 foreigner from the beginning of the first draw till the final will be allowed to play at any time during the game without any restrictions. So there will be a bit of differences from the league and cup. Of course, we are prepared ourselves to adapt to these regulations, and I think even from the meetings we had, as from a club's perspective, we pushed obviously our ideas of what we think would be best for the sport. I'm glad we had constructive meetings. Of course, what is happening now, the regulations that will be adapted this year will be adapted for the next 3 seasons. So I think that gives us some stability for the forthcoming 3 years, that we know where we want to go, what are the league regulations, and by that, even when we come to the transfer window in the summer, it gives you some time to prepare better on how many foreigners you can sign and how you want to compete. So I think that is a positive plus that we had this year. As for the fixtures sequence, we have the first round draws in hand. We are beginning our first match on the 16th of October against the Futsal, which is a new team that will be competing this year. Our sequence then continues with Nashar, Zuri, St. George's and Army. And I think then we will start a bit climbing up the difficulty rate, let's say that, with Melliħa, Taġbix, Luxol, Marsa Scala and Valletta. I think it's going to be quite a difficult season. I've seen some games for the other teams. I think everyone is gearing up and being prepared for the forthcoming season. So I think that's from the past few years, I think this year is going to be much tougher even against the, let's say, less quoted teams when you go there. Now I want to shift a bit on the supporters protocol, because we had some questions even from members and followers. As for the supporters protocol, it has been advised to us that a maximum of 15 supporters per team shall be allowed to enter the stadium. What will happen from our end is this. A ballot will happen composed of rotations by the club, so not the same 15 persons will go game after game. But to complement this, what we're going to do is that we are going to live stream the matches at the university. So like that, we can have our followers and supporters coming there and following us there. Of course, we are adhering to the health protocols and health regulations. But from our end, we need to make the step, because I think 2 seasons after each other not having supporters, it's difficult even for us. I remember 2 years ago when Clayton was with us, I think we were the team that we had most supporters coming there. So I think that getting that feeling back of supporters following our games, it's crucial for us even at this step. What we have decided even that there might be some matches that will not be live streamed by the FMA. I still need to confirm this detail. But what I can say is that those that will not be covered by the association will be covering them ourselves. So I can assure everyone that each game will be live streamed. Now it can be either covered by the association or it will be covered by ourselves. And I think that's important to keep in touch, as I said, with the members and followers even when we're going to do the live streams at the university. From my end, that's all. I don't know if there is anyone who would like to pass on their questions.
My question is for Dylan, the captain of the team. Tista tikkommenta daqsxejn fuq il-pre-season u daqsxejn fuq id-dinamika tat-teamek jogħġbok.
Le, bħala team kif tkellem Kert qabli żammejna kor importanti mit-team tas-sena l-oħra li rnexxinna naslu għaċ-Challenger Cups Final. U dawn ikkumplementajnihom b'additions ġodda fit-team li jistgħu jgħinuna nġibu u naqsu id-distak bejn il-clubs li marru aħjar minna s-sena l-oħra. Bħala preparazzjoni dan is-season kellna friendlies ammont ta' friendlies li stajna niżviluppaw il-logħba tagħna u nuru dak li tallimna f'dan l-aħħar xahar li bdejna training u apparti minn hekk kellna wkoll training camp li stajna inkomplu niddiskutu ċertu tattiċi u ċertu movimenti li ser jgħinuna għal season li ġej.
Għax forsi hemm xi ħadd ieħor mill-udjenza jrid jagħmel xi mistoqsijiet minn ħadd tiegħu. Mela, min-naħa tiegħi dak kollox, nirringrazzjakom kollha tal-tendenza u dawk li kienu qed isegwuna wkoll live. U nispera ovvjament li jkollna staġun tajjeb u wieħed fejn nistgħu nieħdu pjaċir ukoll. Grazzi.